Y'all ready?
Yeah. Yep.
Well, back out in the Wichita Mountains. It's a rainy, dreary day, which is perfect for waterfall chasing here. Most of the waterfalls, I think there's maybe one or two here that actually flow year-round, but the others you got to catch after a good rain. Hey, there's the fully restored Ferguson house. Looks good. Anyway, should be catching some decent water features. Supposed to rain all day long, so hopefully I can hit some of the waterfalls that I've been wanting to see for a while. So I'm gonna head over to Charons Garden, south side, and see what I can come up with. Now, parked here at sunset. I'm gonna explore. We're out around Elk Mountain. Not much visibility, so luckily I've been hiking out here long enough to know where I'm heading without being able to see the mountaintops. But that's Elk Mountain up there. I mean, you can't see it. It's completely shrouded. Looks like we got some good flow. It's really coming down, so should be able to get some great footage today. So I'll go along the Valley of the Boulders towards Sunset Peak, along Mitchell, and make my way back. And then if I got time, I'm gonna probably go elsewhere. All right. It's pretty chilly. The rain is cold. Wind's not horrible. I'd say probably 5 to 10 miles an hour. I won't be going too high. I'll be staying pretty low to see the waterfalls for the most part. But the overcast is really making the colors look good. Anyway, looking forward to a good hike today. So this is a good indicator right here. If you see water flowing, this little creek that comes off of Elk Mountain, and then Headquarters Creek here. As long as you see it like this, then you have a chance to see some pretty good water features. I will definitely be getting very wet today. I brought changes of clothes, so. Oh, I already got sidetracked. I heard a dull roar coming off the trail, so I'm gonna go check it out. It's not the wind. Usually you hear a roar, it could be the trees, but there's no wind today, so it's gotta be water flow. Got some little cascades here. There's one more about 20 yards up I'm going to check out, and then I'm going to start heading down again. Pretty nice. All right, I'm not going to go all the way up every single draw, so I'm going to head down and head over to Boulder Valley. Now Elk Mountain's come out of the clouds, at least this part, the false summit. You can see Apple and Pear straight ahead, and then that big rock that sticks out on top there. That's where Jason and Gather and I climbed a couple months ago. I'm going to check out the northwest gully. There's a couple spots I identified that look like they might have decent waterfalls. So I'm gonna see how the flow is at the bottom of that, and if it doesn't look promising, I'll just continue on to the boulder rooms. This is about it right here. So I can't see anything else. I think for the most part up there it's underneath the rocks. So I'm just gonna move on, head towards Apple and Pear and Valley of the Boulders. I mean, there's a decent flow, but I don't think it's enough to warrant heading up the draw. Oh yeah, it's super slick. I don't see how I'm not gonna fall at some point today. It'll happen. Hopefully I don't break my GoPro. I was really hoping to see water rushing off right there. I know I've seen pictures, people have been out here during flash floods and just a ton of water coming over the granite next to Apple and Pear. And you see that arch up there too. It doesn't look like much from here, but when you get up there, boy, it's exposed. Anyway, I hear a lot of water flowing in the boulder rooms there. So I'll go check that out and see if there's anything I haven't seen before. Alright, checking out a portion of the boulder rooms. Not to be confused with the rock rooms, which are on the top of the southwest side of Elk Mountain. That's pretty decent flow in here. Like I said, I've seen it better, but it's still really pretty. Boulders are just huge. You could spend all day just here in the boulder rooms by themselves. I mean, it's just so vast. I've never even explored all of them. I brought my kids here a couple of times. We've explored portions of them, but it's just real vast. And they're cool, man. It's a bunch of different ways to climb and scramble. It's a lot of fun. Not easy to do on a day like this where the granite is so slick. But when it's dry, it's a blast. Obviously there's no zoom on this, but there's another arch right there, Apple and Pear, and a little waterfall running there. Pretty cool. Never been able to see that running. I couldn't see it until I got right here below it. Yeah, it's obviously probably a decent size when you get up there close to it, but I just can't scramble that close to it. It's just way too slick today. Very cool though. Another portion of boulder rooms. Water flowing all over. Been exploring out here for 30 years and I swear I always see new stuff. Love it. That's the normal south entrance to the boulder rooms, but there's just too much water flowing out right now. Hopefully Post Oak Creek is not too high, because usually that thing gets out of control. Alright, I'm not going to try to get any closer to it. I could probably climb that slab, but that water that's coming off that waterfall is just running all over these rocks, and I can't imagine how slick that might be, so this is good enough view for me. Really pretty out here. Yeah, I'm pretty much done with the Valley of the Boulders, boulder room area. I'm gonna go over there and hop across Post Oak Creek, and I'm going to head west towards the Sunset Peak. Go check out a waterfall out that way. Very hazy. You get on top of a lot of these mountains that are over 2,000 feet and probably can't see very far down. Looks pretty cool. Well, I'm loving this fog. Just looks really pretty, and you know, for winter you don't see a lot of color out here, so the overcast is actually making the colors what's here pop a little bit. You can't even see the apple and pear now. It's completely shrouded in fog. All right, cross along here and then head over towards Sunset Peak. All right, coming up on Post Oak Creek. If you follow it down, there's a trail that kind of zigzags in and out of it. When the water's up, it's very hard to stay on the trail though. You will get soaked. You follow it down, you run into Little Post Oak Falls, and then you come out of it and cut to the left, and by that part it's very deep. You pretty much be waist high water today, and then that's where Upper Post Oak Falls are. I'm not going there today. I've got a couple of videos with, actually I've got more than a couple, with both of those waterfalls in them. Now, those are the two that are really seem to run year round. There's been a couple times in August I've come out here, and they were not running because of lack of rain and what have you. Most of the water features out here are seasonal. You come out here in the spring after a couple severe storms, and man, the falls are roaring. But it's pretty good today. It's really hard to keep this lens, you know, free of raindrops, so I'm sure some of the footage will be a little blurry here and there. I'm heading northwest along Post Oak Creek, but if you look at my Granite Mountain or Treasure Lake, I can't remember which one it is. I think it's Treasure Lake Waterfalls video. Where I started at when I came out of the boulder rooms, you can see the other half of the waterfalls all the way down to Treasure Lake. So essentially sliced it in half, and 6 months later I'm doing the upper half of it. There's a lot of nice cascades running here in Post Oak Creek. Oh, it's gotten even foggier out here. I like it. That's Echo Dome right there. Looks like it's showing up on the GoPro better than it is with the naked eye. I can barely see Elk Mountain. There's a big elk over there. You can see its tail. It's just really foggy. Luckily I know which direction to go to hit Sunset Peak, even if I can't see it. But I like the fog, man. It just makes everything beautiful. Glass Mountain Peaks over there. That's not the summit, but that's part of it. Keep on pushing northwest. Give you this tiny waterfall here. It's pretty neat. Oh, that rock was loose. Nice little cascades here. That's a nice one. a good one here. These right here are a lot better than I thought they'd be. Pretty nice. I'm gonna stop right here. I'm not gonna go any further into Skull Pass. The top of it's right in that area, and then it drops down and heads into Styx Canyon. That's where all that drains into. This is good enough for this. I'm gonna go back down and head northwest again. I think I can see a waterfall that way. Let's see how that one looks. Oh, this one's nice. About 6 feet. This is one of the taller ones I've seen today. That's awesome. Now I'm intrigued. I'm gonna follow this one a little further. I'm not too far east of the trail to get to Crab Eyes. I'll follow this one up a little bit and I'll head back down. I was worried since it stopped raining that the flow might start to slow down dramatically, but it's really not. Alright, met back up with the Prospector Trail. Pushing west. I'm going to go ahead and head towards Mitchell. Skirt the north side of that for any water features. And then head to Sunset Peak. Just make one big loop. I know there's the possibility of a significant waterfall by Sunset Peak. So that definitely is a priority, but I think there's enough rain, enough flow here to where it'll still be going good by the time I get there. Alright, so this is where the Prospector Trail takes a sharp left to the south. If you want to continue on to Crab Eyes, you just follow this guy that direction. I'm not going to go to Crab Eyes because, well, I've been there hundreds of times. It's fun, but you can't even see it today, so you get up there, you won't be able to see anything either. And it's slick, so my goal is to press west towards Mitchell and Sunset. I'm going to pick up the Prospector Trail again here. You can miss it very easily. It's right here at this bend. It's out in front of Lost Dome. Mill around over here for a little bit. Now, normally you can see Mount Mitchell straight ahead, but due to the fog you can't see it. I'm going to keep following the trail around. I'm going to pass by Cowboy Falls. Cowboy's Bathtub, depends on which hiker you talk to. Same thing. Check that out, see if it's flowing. It should be at least trickling. It takes a lot of flow for that thing to go. And then push on towards Mitchell. Now, I'm not far from Cowboy Falls, probably about 50 yards to the east. This is a cool little waterfall. Looks like it's coming out of a bunch of rocks up there. There's Cowboy Falls. Young elk. Cowboy Falls is going nicely. I'm gonna walk up there too. I got one video dedicated to Cowboy Falls where I go up to the top and all that. I'm just gonna go up to the front of it here and get a good view of it, and that's it. Like I said, this is also called Cowboy's Bathtub. It depends who you ask. You know, last time when I went up, I just went along this little cliff here to the top. I'm not going to worry about it today. Been there, done that. You get to Echo Dome pretty fast from here. Alright, press on. Now the dead tree field here east of Mitchell definitely looks eerie in the fog. That's shiprock. It's not as impressive as the shiprock in New Mexico, but hey, it's our shiprock and we like it. And if you get the right angle, it does look like a ship. So this is the opening of Maple Canyon. It runs all the way over to the Charons Garden Wilderness Trail. It splits that unnamed 2,000 footer in Twin Rocks Mountain. That intersection of Styx Canyon and Maple Canyon is one of the most rugged areas of the refuge out here. I wasn't going to explore this, but I do hear and see a pretty good sized waterfall over here, so I'm gonna check that out. I'm at the eastern base of Mitchell. So this canyon right here, I really don't know what it's called. It's probably got a million names. But anyway, if you take that, follow that canyon, it splits Mount Awesome, which would be on the right down there, and then Widowmaker, which would be on the left. That's just what we call it. And there's probably a million names for all this stuff out here, but that's what we call it. So that's the only thing that matters. All right, I'm gonna press on around the north side of Mitchell just a little bit, see if I see any impressive waterfalls. Well, impressive for Wichita mountain standards. And then head towards sunset and go see one more big waterfall that I know exists out there. And then I'll start making my way back along Headquarters Creek. Yeah, so that is Mount Mitchell. It is completely shrouded in fog. So I'm going to keep on pushing along this creek. I'm going to check a couple of the canyons, like the one where the cave with the stove is, and just see if there's any decent flow in there. And then I'm going to turn to the north and go towards sunset. I do hear a little bit of water flowing, but nothing crazy, so I'll keep my ears open, and then if I don't find anything significant a little bit, I'll turn away and go ahead and head towards sunset. All right, heading up one of these northern canyons here on Mitchell. Got some cascades here. I'm not going to go too far up here. I like to dedicate another hike to this entire far west side. So I'm not going to progress too far. I'll leave a lot of Mitchell to when I do that one. Got some nice little cascades here though. Oh. And my whole leg just went in. That's cold. I'm soaking wet still. I mean, just from all day hiking, but it's not too cold. It's like in the high 40s, so it's really not that bad. It's really pretty up here. I got probably 100 yards up there and noticed I didn't have my phone on me anymore. It fell out. I literally found it right down there, kind of under that rock. Man, did I dodge a bullet. And it still works. Amazing. This thing's gotten a little dirty today. All right, got my phone back. Searching for it for about 10 minutes probably. I had checked the elevation just a short time ago, so luckily I didn't have to go that far. But I was willing to backtrack for quite a while until I found it. All right, we got it, so pressing on. Nice cascades here. And slick. Some nice waterfalls up here. Looking around all over the top of Mitchell. Now I'm not on the true summit It's on the far east side, but there's a lot of little peaks on here. It's actually called Mount Mitchell Massif. The fog might be lifting a little bit. Cascades are pretty cool. I did not expect to see this up here. I guess I missed this when I was looking at Google Earth. They're neat, man. Not huge, but still really pretty for Wichita Mountains. Alright, on the way down, I'm going to save more exploration of waterfalls from Mitchell for another day. I'm going to head over to Sunset and see that waterfall that's over there. Now the fog's clearing a little bit so you can see Mount Mitchell Massif now. I looked at the mouth of that draw right there, but this is the main area right here that I just went and explored all through here, and that's where all the cascades were at. So there's obviously a lot of stuff on this side. Everything that's on the south side drains into Seven Falls and that whole area, which I've seen before. So I definitely need to dedicate more time to Mitchell and the far west side over there, where I know there's a few areas that look like they got little cascades. So I got places I want to see before that though, so that's definitely on the list. All right, on my way to Sunset. Yeah, the fog's really lifting around Sunset Peak. Like there might be more moving in, but that's where I'm heading. A couple different peaks right there. I'm gonna go right up in the middle. Should be a pretty good waterfall in there. All right, I can hear it. I just now stopped hearing the cascades on Mitchell. They're so loud. Now I'm starting to hear everything down here, so that's a good sign. There's the summit of Sunset Peak. Actually, I don't think that's the summit. I think the summit's higher. That's the South Falls summit, I believe. I'm not sure what the name of this creek is, but it flows off of the big bowl that's in the middle of Sunset Peak and all of its little massive. So everything that's on the south and west side drains into this. So I'm just going to follow it up. It should take a hard left in a little bit, and then I'll climb a little bit, and that should be an area where there's a pretty good waterfall. I've passed through there when it's been dry, but I've never been lucky enough to see it when it's been flowing. So should be in luck today. Yeah, this one's nice. Yeah, this is probably the nicest one I've seen today. It's huge. It's about, I'd say 12 to 15 feet. I mean, it's got some size to it. I'm gonna head up a little bit and see if there's anything else above it. Any other cascades or anything. That's nice. Man, I'm willing to bet there's a couple more above it. I'll head back a little ways to the north and see. Yes, there is more. There's another smaller cascade there. That one was definitely bigger than I expected. That is awesome. So many areas that I have yet to see after a big rain. Oh yeah, this is really nice. So the rain stopped a while ago and it's been pretty pleasant. I mean, it's still very chilly, but it's kind of nice without the rain now. You can almost see the summit of Mount Mitchell. Just the last couple hundred feet are in fog now. Yeah, this is one of the more impressive falls I've seen out here. This one that's down here. Guess I should probably be down there. Cascades aren't as long as the ones that were on Mitchell, but there's much more dramatic drops. Especially on that one right there. Now that's definitely my favorite one of the day. All right, heading east now. All right, this is the beginning of Headquarters Creek. Headquarters Creek is the one that runs through the Sunset parking area. It's the first place I stopped today. This is the very beginning. I'm gonna walk just a little ways up. I don't hear a lot of water roaring, so there may not be anything impressive up this direction. So I'll go a few yards, and if I see anything that looks good, I'll keep going. If not, then I'll go ahead and follow this guy on out. Getting close to end of the hike. So those last two canyons didn't pan out. I don't know if the water just has receded that much. I mean, that's the last one barely had any water in it at all. And then looking back up towards the mountain, there's not a lot to feed it, so I don't think that one really does much anyway. It was relatively flat. So, but I got to see some really cool waterfalls today. You gotta take advantage of this rain when we get it, because it stays pretty dry here in Oklahoma. It's really rare to get this much rain in January. And so I had to take advantage of this opportunity. I've still got some more spots circled that I want to check out. But in due time, I'll see them. And just got to catch them when they're running like they were today. And I mean, obviously I've seen the water run a lot more, but it was good enough to see some good waterfalls. So I was very content with what I saw. All right, back on the same trail I started on, but it's 6 hours and 9 miles later. So saw a lot of cool stuff today. A lot of water features, a little bit of Elk Mountain, little bit of Mount Mitchell and Sunset Peaks. I saw a lot of water features coming off them in the canyons and stuff. Water really starting to recede here at the end, but it was a great hike and a great day in the Wichitas.